new. Most guys, like y'all saying, when I hear what you're saying, oh, they're average men and they should be open to dating single moms, I think that's setting most men up for failure.
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck the kids?
Yeah.
This might sound crazy, but hear me out. It's not a lot of good women left out here. And it comes down to y'all basically having to choose y'all favorite hoe and just taking this shit for what the fuck it is. Because even some of the good women that's left that done changed their life around, they used to be hoes. They done did some whole shit before in their life. They just would never tell y'all or never admit it.
I'm getting cooked.
Who's advocating for the average man?
Wait a minute.
Fuck you mean?
Y'all saw that, right?
What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Rome, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So, are men, average men, expected to accept less from women? Are average men, childless average men, expected to accept single mothers? Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and share this video with you guys. Let's get into it.
Are people asking for too much in dating? I'll say no. I think the problem is that not enough men actually understand that they can actually require more. And I think that that's something that's kind of new. Most guys, like y'all saying, when I hear what you're saying, oh, they're average men and they should be open to dating single moms, I think that's setting most men up for failure. You're pretty much telling men that they're not valuable enough to even meet a woman that is, you know, prepared for them. That woman had a kid with somebody else. I don't care how it worked out or didn't work out. Her bringing in another man's seed is problematic. And most dudes don't have the fortitude, maturity, talent to know how to navigate a situation like that, let alone a woman. So I think that you're setting most dudes up for failure, mainly because those are dynamics that require a lot of communication, a lot of development. I think a man will be better off finding a woman that's more in line with trying to connect with him on his level. Now, if somehow, some way they link up and she just so happens to have a child, and I've said this to women, they need to be better than the women without kids. A single mom should be better. I shouldn't even know you got kids. That's how dope you need to be. But most women can't pull that off. That's the problem. It's not the single mom situation. It's the fact that you cannot not be a mom. Like, everything in your life is centered around them children, great, good. But no dude, in my opinion, should have to deal with that. And to like commercialize that and be like, oh, well, they're average, so you go ahead and get the scraps or the, you know, the sidelines, the runner-ups. I don't know. For my love, for in a sense, for the men and what we stand for, I can't endorse that.
Well, true, you got to understand what I was just educated on, right?
Perhaps.
I was just told that the can't even get a date, right? Because I said, you're not about to tell me these can't get a date. They said, are you crazy, man? They can't get a date. So if you're telling me that these can't even get a date, you can't be picky. Go and get you a single mom of 4 or 5. Go and get you a single mom of 5.
Now I hear you, and that makes sense theoretically. I say it like this: if they need to date single moms to get their numbers up, no doubt do that. But understand and be honest about it too, because I personally don't think it's that difficult to get date. I think a lot of dudes are relationally retarded. They don't have an understanding on how to approach women. They don't have talents. Their life's not that interesting. And most dudes, what they do is they walk in with a template. So basically, if I have a job, I brush my teeth, I relatively dress okay, I should get women. That's how dudes think. They don't understand it takes so much more than that, bro. And so if they're not getting dates, then they need to hit up Trev or maybe hit up you, maybe even myself, so we can give them some basics, because it's really not that difficult.
Okay. That was my position. I thought it wasn't that difficult, you know. So that's the only reason I went to that option, is because I was told these can't do nothing on her. So
Yeah, okay. So in other words, he was just being sarcastic like he normally is on that panel, because I've been hip to him and reacted to this panel a few times. But I think men are being expected to accept less from women. Y'all remember when that one woman, I believe it seemed like it was another one of those pop the balloon type setup shows. And that woman literally went in on a guy saying like, we're all single mothers, so we would expect you to step up. And this was a childless man, by the way, on this show. So that right there tells you everything you need to know. But I got another example as well. Let's keep it moving.
Fellas, free game. This might sound crazy, but hear me out. It's not a lot of good women left out here. And for the good women that's left, majority of y'all does not meet the standard, right? For those type of women. But it comes down to y'all basically having to choose y'all favorite hoe and just taking this shit for what the fuck it is. Because even some of the good women that's left that done changed their life around, they used to be hoes. They done did some whole shit before in their life. They just would never tell y'all or never admit it. But only way that you would truly have a woman that's never did any whole shit before is if you meet her as a virgin and marry her as a virgin. That's the only possible way. But then them hoes be sneaky as hell. So it comes down to y'all just having to choose y'all favorite hoe, fellas.
So in other words, they gonna be sneaky regardless whether they a virgin or not.
I'm getting cooked.
And you just need to pick your favorite 304 and hope for the best. I've actually been saying this, probably more so behind closed doors than on here, but I've been thinking this for a long time. This is one of the reasons why I don't really concern myself with the body count conversation so much, but I be bringing it up as a way to just be a smart ass and be sarcastic, because women try to claim that it doesn't matter so much, but I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Let's keep it moving.
If I do commit to the man that I am talking to, there's some nights that he's not going to get laid. There is some nights that he's not going to have much affection and attention. And I'm not the girl that you're going to come home to dinner made and everything. I'm the girl that you'll come home to that's working hard, or even harder than you are, or that might not even be home because she's doing something. I don't even have time to make you feel special. I don't even have time to remind you that I care about you or have sex with you every night. Like, I don't even care to have sex with you before we go to bed. Like, I want to be up all night until I literally can't even keep my eyes open working.
Right? Because look at, you're useless.
That is a media that women are being fed today. Single women telling other women that it's okay to be emotionally unavailable, disconnected, and to be hardened. So basically just be a wounded man. This is modern day feminism. It doesn't empower women, it rejects our nature. Women are not meant to compete with men in relationships. We're meant to balance each other out. Yes, women can work and they can also build businesses. But why is it always this or that? Why can't you have success and softness? And have ambition and connection, have the purpose and the partnership? The mindset from the video teaches women to withhold love, withhold affection and presence, and then they get shocked when they feel lonely, burned out and unfulfilled at 50. You cannot outthink your biology, it will catch up to you. Humans thrive on connection, especially women. True wealth isn't just about money, it's also about health, relationships, family, and peace. We do not need more media hardening women. We need better media. Women saying that you can build and love, lead and nurture, and win without abandoning yourself.
And I bet you she's the type of woman that expects a man to show up 100% of the time. And if he isn't paying for this, that, and the third, then move on to the next. She's definitely coming off that way. That seems to be a lot of women, especially with that podcast format nowadays.
The reason why it's beneficial for you as a man to have options when it comes to dealing with women is because you're less tolerable of the bullshit and bad behavior from women. When you with one woman, you put up with a lot more shit than you normally would. But when you have multiple women, you're less tolerable of the bullshit and bad behavior from women, because that woman that's not treating you the way that you want to be treated or showing up for you the way that you want to be shown up for is easily replaceable with another woman that is treating you the way that you want to be treated and showing up for you in the way that you want to be shown up for. Not even to mention that women respect you differently when they know they're not the only one, when they know that you have options, when they know that they can be easily replaced with another woman. So she gonna respect her spot and her position a whole lot differently than her knowing that she the only one.
Yeah, unfortunately, women are doing the same thing now too. I'm like, so that's making it even more difficult. And the only reason why they doing that is because they don't want men to have leverage. Because they want men to show up for them as well, which is perfectly fine. But I think women know the difference between the men that are going to show up versus the men that don't. And the reason why they tolerate certain shit is because they tend to like the men that are not showing up like that as much. Like, let's be real, because that's one of the biggest frustrations you hear on the internet from these women. Let's keep it moving.
You know, it's actually so crazy that women do not say sorry. Women do not apologize. Instead, women gaslight men into apologizing for things that they're not even at fault for. And then these same women will sit there and wonder why their relationships don't work out. I'm sorry, they won't sit there and wonder why their relationships don't work out, because that would take some self-accountability and reflection, because that would take some real work, right? That would take some real accountability. So instead, they take the easy way out. They blame men.
What I can say is for some of the
Men are typically expected to court women, approach women, ask them out on dates, maybe pick them up, pay for dates, make the first move, etc. What are women expected to do to build a relationship? So I'm talking about that initial stage. What are women expected to do?
Wait, so are we saying that like like he takes you out on a date? Like,
no, he's like, so like when you're like, let's say like the first date, like usually on a first date, like a guy picks you up, like he takes you there and he's like expected to pay, but like what are like you expected to do, kind of like in these like dating like scenarios?
Just be yourself. Bring good conversation. Be yourself. Like are you expected to impress him? Do you want to do a party trick? I don't know.
I feel like
see that there, a room full of women. That's sad.
Like, what is something that you find like really hard to deal with? And he said, the struggle is the woman. I said, excuse me? He said, y'all are so hard to deal with. Like, y'all, every day you get a different person. Like, the person you go to sleep at night is not the same person you wake up. And then you don't know if you're being too hard or too soft. And then sometimes you got to be with this person, with that person. He was like, it's so many different personalities. And then he was like, on top of that, we have to be patient and be steady and just be like, flatline all the time, because y'all come with so many emotions, we don't get to be like in our feelings, our emotions. So he's like, managing the woman is hard. Like, managing the woman is so hard because it's so much. Y'all come with so much. And I was like, dang, are we really that hard? Like,
are women really that bad? They're worse. Women don't deal with other women like that because they know women are terrible for the most part. That's why you'll never see a woman that say, oh, I have a 20-year, 30-year friendship with a woman, because they don't have 30 and 20-year friendships with other women, because at some point women get tired of other women. So yes, you guys, or you women, are that bad. Absolutely. And then when you add on the fact social media, it's sort of like ramped up that same sort of behavior and took it up several notches, because you guys are playing to each other through social media. And if you don't know, if you don't think your man doesn't know when you got something from social media and when it's coming directly from you, he absolutely does. And lastly, women have to understand and give men grace because of what we have to do to deal with you on an everyday basis. The things you're saying about men are one-offs, are things that happen here and there, especially cases here, this problem. But what we're describing with women is every single day, every minute, and every hour.
Yeah, this is something that I've ran by you guys a few times, and it's always irritated me. The fact that, especially when women bring up emotional intelligence, because I always found that interesting. Like, why do y'all bring that up? Like, why is that like a new thing that y'all bring up sometimes? But then I realized, like, it's more so about you validating their feelings all the time while being stoic and, like she said, flatline in yours. Because you got to be that rock for her because they're emotional creatures. But the more you read into it, it's starting to look a lot more like something women just expect men to tolerate versus, okay, like, you need to learn how to manage your emotions, because at the end of the day, you're still an adult. Okay, yeah, you're a woman, but you're an adult. Like, okay, that shit, I get it when you a kid and you a teenager and all that shit, but when y'all over here and y'all mid, late, early 30s, come on now. Like, let's get it together. Especially considering y'all, because according to y'all mature faster than us.
Can we be so for real for a second? How are men, like, not the prize in relationships? As women, we expect men to approach us first, plan the dates, pay for the dates, drive everybody to the dates, provide, protect, stay loyal to us, keep themselves looking good, keep calm in all of the situations and never freak out, and they have to do all of this without complaining. Because, God forbid they do complain, then all of a sudden they're too emotional. Or God forbid they don't make 6 figures and all of a sudden they're broke. Or God forbid they're not taller than you and all of a sudden he's too short. Or God forbid somebody tries to set boundaries and oh my God, he's too controlling. And then you're doing all of this while simultaneously yelling at him that he's replaceable and you can have any man that you want. Or you're saying that you don't need a man actually and you can do everything you want by yourself and you don't need anybody to tell you anything. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, at a certain point, we have to stop yelling at men and expecting them to be superheroes and then getting mad at them and criticizing them like fucking dogs whenever they act like a human being. Like, maybe men are the prize and we just need to start appreciating what they bring to the table a little bit more.
I think they're the prize. I am sorry, ladies, but I think men are the prize. I think that they are expected to do so much and more, and they don't get the credit that they deserve. Women don't have to do half the shit that men have to do. Men have it so hard. They take so much shit. They have to control this. They gotta do that. I think men are the prize. And when you have a good man who's going above and beyond for you and for the family, that man is definitely the prize.
Yeah. I don't even know why we even still have that conversation anymore. It's common damn sense. You can't expect far more than what men expect. And here's the funny thing about it: women know men don't need much, and women are still come on the internet and tell you that men are expecting way too much from women. Bro, it just proves the laziness being shown.
A real man is never going to set bare minimum, and I know you don't want to hear this. A real man is not going to set bare minimum from his friends, family, and his woman, because a real man has high standards, and you got to meet his expectations to be around him.
A real man does not tolerate or accept what others might let slide when it comes to dealing with a woman. He doesn't settle for the bare minimum. He doesn't allow you to speak to him any type of way. He doesn't allow you to disrespect him or allow her to lean on the habits that others have overlooked simply because they were too afraid to challenge her. She might be used to getting her way, confident that someone will eventually let it pass, but not him. He's been down this road before and he's felt the sting of compromising his standards and vowed to never ever feel this way ever again. In today's world, boundaries and standards are buzzwords, often spoken about but rarely respected. Especially when it comes to men, it's almost as if we aren't allowed to have them, as if our feelings and limits are secondary. But let me tell you this. You are not being sassy for being vulnerable, honest, and real about how you feel. You are being a man, a real man. Stand firm on that truth, sir. Protect your peace, sir. Honor your boundaries, sir. And never apologize for demanding the respect you give so freely.
Good job, my brother. We rocking with you.
Man, and I'm going to go ahead and end this video on that note. That was perfect. Y'all let me know what you think about this, man.
Perfect.
If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel blog channel as well as the rant channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.